Mike Shildt stood quietly in a corner of the visiting clubhouse at Wrigley Field after the Padres' final game of 2025. The team had just lost 3-1 to the Chicago Cubs in Game 3 of the National League Wildcard Series, ending their season and, as it turned out, his career. His voice was soft, filled with both pride and exhaustion, as he spoke about the love he had for his players and the culture they had built over the past 2 seasons. He looked around the room, taking in the silence that follows a playoff loss, and it was clear to him. He was done. 9 days later, Shildt made it official. After 2 seasons managing the San Diego Padres, he announced his retirement, walking away from a contract that still had 2 years left. His reason was simple and deeply human. The job had taken a severe toll on him, mentally, physically, and emotionally. In a heartfelt letter sent to the San Diego Union-Tribune, the 56-year-old manager wrote, "It's time I take care of myself and exit on my terms." Shildt's decision was entirely his own, confirmed by both him and the Padres front office. His departure closes a remarkable chapter in a career that saw him lead his teams to the postseason in all 5 full seasons he managed. With a lifetime record of 435 to 340, his .561 winning percentage ranks among the best in modern baseball. Every full season he managed, whether with the Cardinals or the Padres, ended with 90 or more wins, a testament to his consistency and leadership. In 2024, the Padres won 93 games and made it to the NL Division Series, before falling to the Dodgers. In 2025, they finished with 90 wins but couldn't advance past the wildcard round. Despite those disappointments, Shildt's impact was undeniable. Under his leadership, the Padres became a disciplined, cohesive, and competitive team once again, the kind that fought for every inch and earned respect across Major League Baseball. Following the announcement, the San Diego Padres organization released a statement filled with both gratitude and admiration. Team President of Baseball Operations A.J. Preller praised Shildt's legacy, saying, "We would like to congratulate Mike on a successful career and thank you for his significant contributions to the Padres and the San Diego community over the last 4 years, including consecutive 90-win seasons and 2 postseason appearances as manager. His dedication and passion for the game of baseball will leave an impact on our organization, and we wish him the best in his next chapter." The Padres now face the challenge of finding a new leader, their 3rd manager since 2022 and the 4th since Andy Green's departure in 2019. As of now, there are 8 managerial openings across Major League Baseball, and San Diego joins that growing list. Several internal candidates are expected to be interviewed. Pitching coach Ruben Niebla, who's been instrumental in maintaining one of the most adaptive pitching staffs in the league, is among the favorites. Also on the radar is A.J. Ellis, a former Major League catcher and current special assistant who worked closely with Shildt throughout the 2025 season. Others within the organization, such as bench coach Brian Esposito and former Padres infielder Mark Loretta, could also be considered. Additionally, Scott Servais, who managed the Seattle Mariners from 2016 to 2024 and is now a player development advisor, has strong ties within the Padres system and could emerge as a serious candidate. Whoever steps in will inherit a talented and cohesive roster that has won 183 games over the past 2 years, the best 2-year stretch in franchise history. The goal is clear: win the team's first World Series championship. Shildt may be leaving, but he leaves behind a strong foundation, both in leadership and player culture. As one player said after his retirement news broke, "He didn't just manage us, he made us believe again." Mike Shildt's path to becoming a big league manager was anything but ordinary. Born and raised in North Carolina, he never played professional baseball. Instead, he started as a high school coach before landing a job as a regional scout for the St. Louis Cardinals in 2003. His relentless work ethic and sharp baseball mind quickly earned him recognition. By 2005, he had moved into a coaching role in the Cardinals' minor league system, and by 2009, he was managing in the minors. For nearly a decade, he developed young talent and built a reputation as one of the most detail-oriented and compassionate baseballmen in the organization. In 2017, Shildt joined the Cardinals' major league staff. Then in June 2018, everything changed. When Mike Matheny was fired mid-season, Shildt was named interim manager. Many expected him to hold the spot temporarily, but he led the Cardinals to a 41-28 record the rest of that season. His leadership earned him the full-time job, and the following year, he rewarded the team's faith by guiding them to the National League Championship Series and being named NL Manager of the Year in 2019. Despite his success, the Cardinals abruptly fired Shildt after the 2021 season, citing philosophical differences. It was a shock across baseball. For someone who had just led one of MLB's most storied franchises to multiple playoff berths, being dismissed felt like a gut punch. But as he would later say, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. In 2022, the Padres hired him as a player development consultant. Over the next 2 years, Shildt became increasingly involved with the major league team, stepping in as a fill-in coach at first and third base. When Bob Melvin left to manage the San Francisco Giants in late 2023, Shildt was the natural successor. The Padres, coming off a disappointing 82-80 season, needed stability, leadership, and unity. 3 things Shildt had built his entire career around. When Mike Shildt officially took over as manager of the Padres, he did so during one of the most emotionally challenging periods in team history. Beloved team chairman Peter Seidler had just passed away, and the organization was still reeling. But Shildt, with his calm presence and deep understanding of people, brought healing and focus back to the clubhouse. Within 5 weeks of being hired, he traveled across the United States and the Caribbean, meeting with nearly every key player personally. He listened to their frustrations, asked what needed to change, and began reshaping the team's culture around accountability, brotherhood, and trust. Under his leadership, the Padres became known for their discipline, small ball execution, and mental toughness. He emphasized fundamentals over flash and made sure players understood that every at-bat, every pitch, and every defensive play mattered. His players responded, calling him not just a manager but a mentor. Yet behind his composed demeanor, Shildt was pushing himself to his limits. He spent long hours at the ballpark, often 12-hour days, living and breathing the game, constantly strategizing and caring for his players. Unmarried and completely devoted to baseball, he admitted that the job had consumed him. By September 2025, as the regular season wound down, he began to realize that his drive had come at a cost. The stress, the mental fatigue, and the endless grind were wearing him down. In his open letter announcing his retirement, he wrote, "After 34 years of dedicating myself to the rigors of coaching and managing, I can, with great enjoyment, look back on achieving my 2 primary goals: to help players get the most out of their God-given ability and become better men, also to win games." He concluded with gratitude and faith. "I move forward with a smile on my face, contentment in my soul, and genuine excitement for what God has next." Mike Shildt left baseball on his own terms, proud, fulfilled, and at peace. For San Diego fans, he'll be remembered not just for the wins, but for restoring belief, unity, and heart to their team. Mike Shildt's story is one of resilience, faith, and integrity in a profession that often consumes those who give it everything. He didn't come from the traditional baseball pipeline. No professional playing career, no big league pedigree, just a love of the game and a gift for leading others. From his days as a high school coach in North Carolina to managing one of Major League Baseball's most competitive teams, Shildt proved that passion, discipline, and empathy could build winning cultures. His retirement isn't a story of defeat, it's one of self-awareness, a reminder that sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is step away. His legacy will live on in the players he mentored and the organizations he shaped. The Padres now move forward with the strong foundation he built, a foundation rooted in teamwork, humility, and belief. As the franchise continues its hunt for that long-awaited World Series title, much of its identity will still carry Shildt's fingerprints. His leadership style, emphasizing purpose over pride and unity over ego, became a model for what a modern baseball manager should be. But beyond the stats and the standings, Mike Shildt's departure hits on a human level. It's a reflection of how relentless success can sometimes come with an unseen cost, and on how taking care of one's mind and soul is just as important as winning championships. His final words, "I move forward with a smile on my face, contentment in my soul, and genuine excitement for what God has next," feel like a closing chapter written not in sorrow, but in gratitude. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to check out our other features on baseball's most defining moments and the people behind them. And while you're here, make sure to subscribe, because stories like Mike Shilt's remind us that in sports, as in life, the greatest victories are often found not on the field, but within the heart.